You're anti-trans.
Here's Heather Herbert, aka Scott Herbert, aka Dwayne, because of his clear resemblance to this dashing young gentleman, as featured in the hit video game GoldenEye 64. He copyright struck 2 of my videos for being critical of him. So far, one of the videos is back up. Here we go. This is one of the ones that he claimed. Back up. Anyone can view it now. The other one will be back at some point soon. The copyright claims were erroneous. He claimed the whole videos on both when the whole videos did not belong to him. He did not even own the copyright to any of one of the videos because it was other people's work that he'd re-uploaded, supposedly with permission. So on Blue Sky, he'd been talking about this quite a lot, it turns out. I have a stalker on YouTube who does reaction videos to all my videos. So of course I invited her on. Let's see if she's brave enough. So yeah, I had this comment saying, why don't you come and join us? I responded saying, sure. Never heard back. This must have been a day, maybe 2 days before they submitted the copyright claims. Next we've got, is it wrong to do copyright claim against a trans woman who is doing reaction videos to our videos aimed at sending hate our way? We'll answer questions, won't name names. You don't have to, I know who you're talking about. Sorry, limiting replies to people I follow for obvious reasons. So, is it wrong to do a copyright claim against someone doing videos aimed at sending hate our way? Which, bear in mind, don't know how you'd show that to be the case. You're doing a copyright claim against someone. It has to be on the grounds of copyright. You're not supposed to use copyright for ulterior motives, for other purposes. If someone's harassing you, you don't submit a copyright claim because you're not complaining on the grounds of copyright. This feels like it should be extremely obvious, but this person doesn't understand this. They could have reported my videos for harassment or whatever, but that's not what they chose to do. They wanted to use copyright, not for its intended purpose. We got Robin June. No, that sounds fair enough if they're causing you hassle. Really doesn't sound fair enough because it's not a copyright complaint. It's more for the sake of Sophie's and my guests. Personally, the free publicity is great. I don't mind people who disagree with us. In fact, if you disagree with Sophie and mine's approach, I want to invite you on. But people who are actively harming the community is a different matter. Again, what has this got to do with copyright? Absolutely nothing. How am I harming the trans community? I think people like Heather Herbert harm the trans community, especially when they show up on live TV to make dipshit arguments, completely make a fool of themselves. Clearly, they're not doing it to stick up for the trans community. They're doing it because they have an ego and they think that they can make themselves look good and they want to elevate themselves, which unfortunately is a bad idea in Heather's case because Heather is stupid. No, I think that's fine. A fascist used a track I made about Leni Riefenstahl in one of their videos and I did a takedown of it. Okay, so more people admitting to misusing the copyright claim system. How nice. Just because a fascist uses your thing, that doesn't mean that you're then in your right to copyright claim them. It doesn't work that way. More replies. They'll claim fair use, but harassment is usually against TOS. Maybe reporting videos for that makes more sense. Does make more sense, not what they chose to do, as we'll find out. I feel like there should be a better avenue. I'm not sure there is one, but unless it's actually breaching copyright, it's more harassment, it's not harassment. Nothing that I did constituted harassment. Complete bullshit. Which ideally would have other avenues of recourse. It's tricky. So they are somewhat correct. Keeps going. She Guevara. Wow. Do what you like. Nothing to stop anyone filing a claim against anyone for anything. Worst that can happen is it fails. Although you will likely then be the target of the next video. This is a bit stupid, bearing in mind, YouTube doesn't actually like people submitting erroneous copyright claims. I would imagine they also don't like people claiming videos, and then when they respond, just letting the timer go up. Because ultimately you're inconveniencing people trying to use your platform. I don't imagine YouTube are super down with that kind of thing. I use my looks like a legal firm header paper, but nowhere claims to be a legal firm template when I write out letters in regard to legal matters. People are terrified of the law, and it's not illegal to write to them and remind them of the law and your intentions if they breach it. Well, there wasn't any. They just wanted to take my videos down because they don't like being criticized. Just do not claim to be a lawyer or an actual law firm anywhere. Next we have, wait, what? Sorry, but peeps in our own community shouldn't do that to each other. We've got enough to contend with. Notice how none of these actually know any of the situation, by the way. Just assume that someone like Heather has to be telling the truth. You're being taken, listen, Lulu, are you listening? Are you listening? You're being taken for a fool. Totally misunderstood me. I mean, peeps shouldn't target people in our community doing reaction videos. Like what you've said is happening. Who am I targeting? I criticize people who I disagree with. Terrible, terrible person, I know. Thanks. I honestly have reservations. She's trans and I feel bad getting her in trouble. No, you fucking don't. No, you fucking don't. But as I said to Robin, I don't want people we shout out to invite on to get harassed. Have I driven any harassment to this person's fucking channel? I would be, like, tempted to say talk to someone like Amethysta or even someone like The Trough, who people that watch me have gone and, like, watched and, like, are kind of supportive of because they found out about these people through me. I don't know who they could say I have driven to harassment of. I don't know how they would make the case that my videos mean that there's a risk to anyone that they have on their channel, which they also invited me on and then completely forgot about, I guess. I have since restated that I'm happy to talk to them. I doubt anything will happen there. Generally, when they say these kinds of things, they don't actually mean them. And that's the bit that annoys me, is a trans person doing it to you. Okay, know nothing about the situation. But go off, I guess. Go off. Got more from She Guevara. I do it via YouTube copyright system. If they accept it, they can take the video down. If they don't, the worst they will get is a strike. 3 strikes and your channel's gone. This person is an idiot. They don't understand the system at all. I'd be filing multiple strikes on other people's behalf. So this person is literally advocating for having my channel removed. Probably doesn't even know the situation. Probably has not seen any of my videos. But then even if they have, someone like this, I don't trust them to understand what the fuck I'm talking about, because some people are just too stupid, ultimately. Sorry, but which that are you referring to? The copyright claim, the harassment, something else, the harassment. Cool, that's what I assumed, wanted to be sure. It just becomes the narrative, right? I'm harassing someone. Doesn't matter how, doesn't matter if it makes any sense to say. Okay, submitted. Sad face. Concerned troll, but okay. Oh, I really didn't want to have to do this. I didn't really want to have to abuse the copyright system to silence someone who dared to criticize me. Okay, bro. Okay. Grifter's gonna grift, I guess. No one has ever accused anyone else of grifting because they disagree with them. Ever. Ever in the history of things before. I see she took the copyright request well. And we've got so we weren't naming names earlier. We're fine to name names now. And then listen, they're so cut up about doing this. They feel so bad about getting another trans person in trouble that they post this. Oh dear, wannabe Brianna Wu. Where's your videos gone? I'm a wannabe Brianna Wu, I guess. Sure. Okay. I don't know how we're all that similar, but sure. Now my YouTube channel is safe-ish. What does that mean? I'll get back to Lou. Sorry for the delay. I wanted to ensure you didn't get hassled for working together. Okay. I'm going to hassle them. Who's going to hassle them? What are you talking about? Trans icon at Windsor Castle. That one is back up. The other one will be back up shortly. I never heard back, by the way. What's supposed to happen? If you do a counter notification, the person that submitted the copyright claim then has 10 business days, 10 US working days, so weekdays, to begin legal proceedings against me. As in, you're going to actually take me to court for copyright violation. Which, I don't really know what happened. I don't know if they just didn't see any of it, didn't realize that there was more to it than what they thought. I don't know if they saw it and realized that actually this is not worth pursuing and just kind of buried their head in the sand. I haven't seen any posts by them since. But what I do also happen to know is that Heather Herbert has like a comment bot. So they have a bot that replies to any comments that are like critical of them. Or even just comments that it thinks are critical of them and they don't actually understand. For example, someone posted on one of their videos, have you tried not unfairly copywriting users because they might be slightly critical of you? Ah, the classic unfair copyright accusation. Truly the battle cry of someone who's just discovered the copy-paste function isn't a human right. Rest assured, our legal team operates with the precision of a toddler with a crayon, so your slightly critical masterpiece is probably safe. This is actually surprisingly self-aware. If only it was actually Heather saying this and not his fucking AI bot. But hey, if you'd like a signed apology in glitter gel pen, we're happy to oblige. Hilarious, right? Amazing. What's sometimes happening, though, is that this comment bot will start replying to itself, to where one comment will then have like 23 replies or some shit. This is the kind of thing that this comment bot was doing, just going haywire. It's crazy. Ah, yes, because nothing says sound statistical analysis like pulling numbers out of thin air and blaming them on a single policy. Bravo on your groundbreaking research. Next up, proving that ice cream causes shark attacks. Keep up the, stellar work. Ah, yes, because nothing says sound statistical analysis like pulling up numbers out of thin air and blaming them on a single policy. Next, you'll tell us that global warming is caused by people forgetting to recycle their pizza boxes. Bravo on the mental gymnastic. Olympic level leaps there. Ah, yes, because nothing says sound public health policy like using tragic statistics. Do you see what I mean? It just goes on and on. Here's some more. it just goes haywire. Like this guy fancies himself as some kind of programmer. I think probably works in this field somewhere. Still more. Still more. Ah, yes. All of this stuff. This isn't even all of it. It just goes fucking nuts. Sometimes in quite a humorous way. On a recent video, so bear in mind, Ewan is Sophie Molly's dead name. Sophie Molly is one of Heather Herbert's partners. And there's usually two of them on their videos. That's those two. Why is Ewan acting like a toddler on drugs? Ah, the classic toddler on drugs aesthetic. Bold choice. Most people grow out of it after their third birthday. But hey, who are we to judge someone's artistic evolution? Maybe he's just method acting for a role in The Hangover, preschool edition. Keep us posted on the plot twist. Ah yes, the classic toddler on drugs aesthetic. Bold choice, Ewan. Dead named your partner. Maybe he's just method acting for a role in The Hangover, preschool edition. Or perhaps he's finally unlocked the secret to eternal youth, a diet of glitter glue and Capri-Suns. Either way, let's not harsh his vibe. Someone's got to keep life interesting. It just keeps going. This thing is like misgendering and dead naming Heather's partner just over and over and over again. Like ridiculous. They ended up deleting this. You can't still find it. This third-year reading probably had responses that got hidden because YouTube kills engagement. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. And if there were additional responses, you would see it kind of using language from these additional responses. But it just keeps using language from the original comment. There was also at least one post, maybe I'll scroll down far enough that I'll find it. There was also one post where Heather complained about his bot going a bit haywire and responding to itself. So I don't think that those are back and forths, if that makes sense. The UK trans exodus. You want to encourage people to leave their lives behind in a country that really is not as bad as you're saying it is. Where they probably haven't even experienced anything, they're just all getting hopped up on each other's. Scaremongering. By the way, who's really anti-trans? Who's really harming the community? I'm not scaremongering people. I'm trying to tell people it's not that bad here. But hey, listen. There's a lot of like slop here. Katie Montgomery. He's just kind of, I think he's now quietly pretending that none of this happened. I don't know if he's deleted any of these posts. And yeah, there we go. My videos are back. One of them's back. The other one will be back anytime soon. Heather Herbert is a retard and a man.